Okay, fine. Now we will start actually where we left. So we had concluded with the part of try, catch, and finally block. So, and already example we had seen of divided by 0. That is nothing but the exception, which is showing me the result 0, but with an exception saying that the divide by 0 is a yes arithmetic exception. So we have concluded with the part. Now the next part we are going to see here is creating and defining the custom exception. So what is the custom exception? That is nothing but if the user is going to create that exception, then we are going to call it as a custom exception. So here in our .NET, it contains includes the built-in some exception type as null reference, again memory overflow exception, like that. So however, whenever we used to raise an application, when this application get violated, then we are saying that we are going to create a custom exception called class by deriving some application exception classes. So here I have taken one example that if you want to create a student not found exception, yes, so that contains the student name property. In order to create a custom exception, we have to follow some steps. So here with an example I have taken that create a serializable class that inherits from exception, and the class name should end with an exception. So here a public class and one exception, that is the custom exception I have taken, that is student not found exception, which is end with the class, that is end with the name, that is exception. Now the second so what we can say, the second step is you have to add the default constructor in that. You have to add the default constructor in that. That is nothing but whatever the exception you have defined, you have to define with the proper name, message, or any other parameters you are going to pass in that exception. So like that you have to go with the adding the default constructor. Now we will see with an example how that exception will arise and how I'm going to create that particularly, and also with the help of try catch. With the help of try catch, I'm going to try that exception and going to block with it. Again, the finally what we can say, the actual, wait a minute. Yes, with the help of try block, catch block, and finally block, we are going to see how my custom exception will work. Okay, so with this, I will open my Visual Studio. I will click on create a new application, console application. Here I will write custom exception. Okay, now we'll create it. It will take some time. Just wait a minute, it is not responding, saying me. Okay, fine. Now what we will do, we will just make some changes. But what changes I will go for, that is nothing but I will provide some conditions, or you can say I will go with some access, or in that I will provide. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, sorry. Just what I will do, I will create one class over here with name student, because I need to provide the student exception. So what I will do now, I will make some will call, I will set and get and set properties. I will do go for. Okay, click string. I have taken some conditions like student name. Sorry, name. Again, what I will do, I will take get and set property. Here it is showing me error. Okay, fine. Now what these conditions are considering, that I have taken one class with name student, and now what I need to do, I need to get a serialization or serializable, just like here as I shown you about like this. I need to provide some exception class with valid and name as exception. So I will write here over here serializable, because this is going to make my custom exception executable. Okay, now class will take an invalid student name exception with ending as an exception, because exception is my major class which need to get followed. So now what I will do, whatever the class I have created and the method will call, same method will be called, that is invalid student name exception. You can see over here. Yes, just I will call this method, and simply in that I'm not going to write anything. In that I'm not going to write anything. So I will just close over here. Now this is the method I have called without any passing anything or in this. So now in what I will do, whether the same class with the same class, again I will go for the same thing, but passing the parameter with, but I am going to pass